He's like, everybody, okay, stand up. And of course, I'm immediately embarrassed already. He's like, everybody jump up and down. I was like, we would jump, right? And he's like, everything that isn't your butt or your breasts, whatever jiggles, that's too much fat. And I just like immediately was so embarrassed. I couldn't even look to see if anybody had looked at me.
Yeah, we were wild and free, and you know everything about me. So wild and free, and you know everything about me.
Hey guys, hey, it's me again. I feel like I want you higher. Changing it up. Okay, listen, I know I am on a weight loss journey, but that being said, I still want the good angles, you know what I mean? We gotta get you up higher and then like point it down. And then suddenly magic. We're back, I'm here. I didn't leave you. I promise I didn't leave you. I've been here the whole time thinking about you guys, just unable to like get to the camera, in the makeup, in the clothes, in the itchy sweater. Been a little busy, but still been chugging away. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you aren't new here, good to see you again. And if you are here from TikTok, like, is there a TikTok emoji? What should we use for a TikTok emoji? Is there a clock emoji? Let me check. Okay, I'm back. There is a clock emoji. In fact, there are two, kind of. Couple clock emojis. If you're here from TikTok, please leave a clock emoji in the comments below. I'm curious how many of these new subscribers I'm getting are coming from TikTok. That'd be so cool to know. If you don't know, I posted my first TikTok, well, I was posting like cat videos before this, and I recently changed my TikTok into my weight loss with Ren TikTok. I posted my first video about a week ago about my weight loss journey. It kind of went a little crazy. So I've been kind of busy like chatting with everybody, commenting back, and like messaging people and stuff. It's been so freaking cool. Okay, I planned on posting what I'm eating in a day on TikTok every day for my full 70 days of my DIY diet. And in order to do that, I thought people would be like, why is she posting random food videos? I thought I should do one video explaining my diet a little bit so they'll know what I'm doing. I didn't realize that so many people would be like, I can do this too. This makes sense. I could do this. It's very exciting. Anyways, I'm very excited. My head is very cut off. Oh no. If you are here from TikTok, welcome to my channel. Please hit the subscribe button because on this channel, I will be going into more detail. On YouTube, I have a lot more time to spend with you. Definitely hit that subscribe button so you can fully follow along on my journey. Okay, so on to what this video is about. It is my weigh-in, and I know it's been a long time. From the last video I posted, I actually took a couple more days to start. I mean, there's always an excuse, right, you guys? There's always an excuse as to why we can't start. Oh, Monday's in a few days we'll start. Oh, well, but then my sister's birthday is coming up, and then actually, but then this now it's gonna be Halloween, and I want to have candy. But I'll tell you, my husband, who's doing very well, by the way, he is officially 6 weeks out from his surgery. So he's doing great and he's feeling better. There's something about getting cancer that makes you kind of lose weight. My husband's actually, he's always been a big guy, but he's dropped a lot of weight over the course of this whole sick chronication time, and discovering his cancer and getting rid of it and everything. He hasn't had much of an appetite at all in like a year, I would say. But he's dropped a lot of weight. But he was a big guy, so he had it to drop, so that's okay. But now he's to a place where he's like, I have all this weight loss, like I want to, you know, use this to my advantage. So he actually decided he was starting his own journey a couple days after I was planning on starting mine. So I'm like, might as well just wait a couple more days and we could do it together, you know? Those are a couple excuses as to why I'm coming at you guys much later. So, oh my gosh, is this the longest intro ever? If you are still here, you probably saw in the thumbnail, I plan on discussing how I became a big girl. My history of fat, if you will. I'm gonna just go into that. I've seen a lot of other weight loss YouTubers doing that. I thought it was a pretty cool idea. So I'll be doing that. And then after that, I will be doing my weigh-in and showing you how much weight I've lost in this first week on the diet I've DIY'd for myself. And it's good news, I'll tell you. Oh, and as you're watching this video, if you like it, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the little bell icon so that YouTube will let you know when I'm posting something new. So if you'd like to just jump ahead to the weigh-in, that's totally cool. I still love you, don't worry. Here's the timestamp here. Just like fast forward on over to that spot if you just want to get ahead to the weigh-in, and totally fine with me. Whew. It's hot. It's hot in here for you guys. Without making you wait that much longer, my fat girl history. The earliest memory I have of feeling like I'm bigger than everybody else was soccer. I think I was 10. I was going in for, it wasn't soccer tryouts, it was soccer signups. When you're 10, I don't think you try out for soccer, do you? I remember they have you like do a bunch of different drills and like they measure you and stuff, and then like they had you step on a scale in front of everybody, and I remember being super embarrassed. I think it was like 90 pounds when I was 10. I felt like that was a big number. I'm like, that's so close to 100, and 100 is no way. That's my first memory. And then growing up all through elementary school, I just always understood I was a fat girl in class. I just always knew I was bigger than everybody else. I didn't really have anybody tell me that though. Kids can be mean, and when I think back to it, I didn't have any kids being mean to me about my weight. I moved around a lot, but then by the time I got into 6th grade, I was in a school that was so small. It was kindergarten through 8th grade in 4 classrooms. That's how small the school was. So maybe because it was such a small school, everybody was just nicer to each other because everybody just knew everybody and everybody knew each other's mom and every teacher knew I don't know. I was never bullied there. The one thing I can think of is there was one other kid. If for some crazy reason he happens to watch this one day, he's gonna know who he is. There was one kid who he was big too. The only thing was that people would always say, oh, you should date so-and-so. You and so-and-so should date. Everybody would always say like we should couple up. And I always just knew it was because we were both the big people in our grade. I mean, it would hurt my feelings a little bit because I knew what they were saying, but they weren't really being mean, you know? So I was just like, Another time I was insecure about being big when I was little was one of my first like sleepover birthday parties. It was, oh my gosh, was it 8th grade? I think it was 8th grade. And I had heard through the grapevine that at night the girls were gonna be pranking each other, and one of the pranks was that the girls were gonna freeze the other girls' underwear, right? So I was just mortified. I was like, oh my gosh, because you have to pack another pair of underwear if you're doing a sleepover. Like, I don't know why, as an adult, I'm like, just don't pack the underwear. But then that was also like, ew, she didn't bring extra underwear, right? So I had to bring underwear, and I was just terrified. And I don't know how I came up with this idea, but I was like, I'm going to bring a pair of my little sister's underwear. I don't know where I got this idea, because she was much smaller than me. I don't know what the logic was or how I thought to do that, but it worked. It worked because I packed my sister's underwear. Of course, I found one without holes or stains, and I put them in my backpack. And that night, I mean, I'm a pretty light sleeper, so I heard the girls getting up and going through each other's bags and stuff, and I was just like, like they're gonna get my tiny, dainty underwear. I don't know what I was thinking, but they did. They took the underwear and they froze our underwear. I was like, oh, this is terrible. You guys really got us. Oh my gosh, I was so glad that I did not put my real underwear in there. Same thing in high school. I just always knew I was a bigger girl, but nobody was ever mean to me about it. I do remember in high school, I feel like it was in my junior year, it was a health class, and the teacher was talking about BMI and body fat percentage and all this stuff. And one of the things he did was, he's like, everybody, okay, stand up. I'm like, I'll stand up, and of course I'm immediately embarrassed already because was that kind of a shy girl. And he's like, everybody jump up and down, right? And put your arms out and jump. It's like we would jump, right? And he's like, everything that isn't your butt or your breasts, whatever jiggles, that's too much fat. And I just like immediately was so embarrassed. I mean, I couldn't even look to see if anybody had looked at me, but I felt so embarrassed to be jumping to show the whole class my body fat percentage. Like, oh my God, it was so embarrassing. So the beginning of my junior year, this is where how detailed am I gonna get here? So my parents were going through a very rocky period in their relationship. So there was definitely times where it's like I was in one high school, ripped out of the high school, moved to another town, ripped out of that, moved back, ripped out of that, moved back. Like there was a couple of those going on. To be a big girl and then go in the cafeteria and sit alone and eat because you're new again. I was a very shy little girl. I would not eat lunch. It was just not something I did. I literally would go into the library and just do homework. I would basically not eat until I got home. And then when I got home, I remember my mom had this cheese. It was like, I've tried to find him as an adult, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. I can't find him. If you know what I'm talking about, link it to me in the comments because I cannot find this thing. But it was like a sandwich squisher, not a panini one. It was like rectangle, had 2 squares so you can make 2 sandwiches at once. And it also cut the sandwich in half. So you would put the sandwich in and then you would close it and it would like grill the outside. And I would basically make 2 of those with just Tillamook cheese in there, just cheddar cheese. And it would be so good. So I'd be so hungry by the time I got home, not eating all day. And then I would just like pound 2 of those and I was good to go. So out of high school, I started getting into boys. I had been into boys my whole life, but the boys started becoming more interested in me like when I became like 18. So, you know, that having boyfriends and stuff really helps you stick to a diet when you're like pursuing boys and like dating and stuff. So I kind of slimmed down there around the age of 18 is when I got to my smallest. I was doing my diet was, you guys, my diet was Slim Fast. Because in like, what was that, 1999, 2000, that was like the cool diet. I would do Slim Fast shakes or bar for breakfast and lunch and eat nothing else. And then for dinner, eat whatever I wanted, which a lot of times, because I was working then and I had a car, so I was just going to McDonald's and getting a 2 cheeseburger meal. That was my food. And I lost weight, which is really not healthy, but I was doing that. And then I was like going for walks more often. So that's when I had my first boyfriend and I got down to like 160 pounds. And I remember because I went to visit my brother in New York and we went shopping and I went into Lane Bryant and I was able to fit into a size 14. And that was like so amazing to me. I felt so tiny. That's definitely the smallest I've been. Since I was like elementary age, but I haven't been that size since then. And I'm like well into my 30s. So we'll get there, man. Get there. I think I'm gonna take off my sweater because it's like really, really hot. We're just gonna go with the undershirt for right now because it's like really hot in here and that sweater's really itchy and like thick. My face is so red and these lights are so hot. Much better. So just as pursuing and dating boys made me not care about eating, boys breaking my heart did the opposite of that. It definitely made me introduce myself into emotional eating and, you know, whatever made you feel better at the time, right? In fact, I remember my first boyfriend and my first heartbreak. When we broke up, my mom got a hotel room and we got Taco Bell and then we went to the hotel and just like talked shit about him. So yeah, so mama started eating. The combination of eating to make yourself not feel sad, not having that like thing that made you not care about food. You know what I'm saying? So started getting bigger from there and it was just a gradual, you know, just slowly creeping up, just living my life. More boys, more broken hearts, more food, more weight gain. Then when I was, how old was I? We got married in 07, 05. Was I 23 yet? How old was I when I met my husband? I was 23. We were 23 when we got together. And my life changed a lot then. I was a good Christian girl, like my whole life. And then I met a bartender and fell in love with him. So things kind of changed for me a little bit. I was 23 when I discovered alcohol. So I started drinking. The combination of starting to drink alcohol and also falling in love, and you're going out to restaurants and like spending a lot of eating, drinking, hanging out, going to parties. I was like 180 pounds when I started dating my husband. And I remember about 6 months in weighing myself and being like 217 and being like, whoa, Ren, like what happened? But then also like we were so in love, like I think he had probably proposed at that point. Like it was right around when he proposed. Like I was just so comfortable and didn't care and he didn't care. I just kept enjoying myself. Eating, drinking, in love, weight goes like this, right? So fast forward a few years, now we're married and pregnant. I did pretty good with my first pregnancy, both pregnancies actually. It was shocking to me to go in to the doctor and for them to say, hey, just so you know, you shouldn't even gain any weight at all during your pregnancy. It's like, what? Like I always thought you got pregnant and then you got to like eat whatever you wanted and gain like 60 pounds and like that was a normal thing. Apparently it's not, you guys. Sorry if you didn't know that already. Sorry to burst your bubble. I was like 250 at this point. The doctor was like, no, you just shouldn't gain any weight. Don't go crazy. Like don't let it be an excuse for you to just gain a bunch of weight. You should be fine and stay the same weight. Maybe even lose some weight as you go, you know? And I was like, oh, that's weird. That's not gonna happen. I had only gained like 5 or 10 pounds over my whole pregnancy. I wanna say I was like around 260, 270 by the time I gave birth. Having a newborn is really hard, as we all know. The way I would cope with having to get up, either in the middle of the night, I have to get up. Don't wanna get up, I'm tired. I didn't sleep very good the night before. Now it's morning and I have to get up. I don't wanna get up. What I would do is have junk food in my house And if I'm in bed and the baby starts to cry, I'm like, oh, I don't want to get up, please. No, I don't. Oh, but there's the donuts. Oh, but there's Krispy Kremes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, yeah. So we'll feed the baby and then we will eat the Krispy Kreme. My beautiful baby boy wasn't what helped me get out of bed. It was, what do I have in my pantry that's really good I can eat? You know, that's what helped me get out of my bed, and that's what helped me get through those hard first few months of having a baby. This is, ugh. We're getting real, guys. We're getting real here. So within a few months after my son was born is when I started weighing in the 290s. And I was like, holy shit. Like, we're getting to the 3 now, Ren. I stayed around 300, give or take 5 pounds for a few years there. You know, do some diets, get down a little bit, and then gain it back. Then I got pregnant with my daughter. She's 5 now. And I was about like 280 when I was pregnant with my daughter. We're getting closer to now, guys. Don't worry. This video doesn't have an end at some point. Yeah, so I guess that kind of brings me to my recent history. You know, flip-flopping on diets and stuff. What's been going on with me currently, before I started this weight loss journey now, is, yep, you got it, coronation. Lovingly known as the sick in our house, because my daughter is young and I don't want to explain to her what everything is. Some of you guys already know this. The sick definitely hit our house very hard. My husband was furloughed from his job, and we were like a lot of Americans. We were home and we were drinking. That's what happened. We were at home, we were hoarding food, and we were drinking alcohol. So that all combined, I think I gained like about 20 pounds during the coronation. So this brought me to where I am today. You know, coming through that whole thing, I definitely gained weight. I definitely acquired anxiety, which is stuck around still. Now I know what anxiety feels like, for real. So all that definitely contributed to weight gain and making me feel like complete shit. And that's why I was just like, I have to do something. I have to find some sort of program, do something to make me feel not like this anymore, because it was sucking really bad there. So it leads me to where I am now on this program I made up for myself. So yeah, so that's the history of kind of how I got here to where I am today. Okay. Hopefully that was interesting to you guys. So with all that being said, let's move on to the weigh-in. So this first week of being back on track has been, it's actually been pretty easy for me for a couple reasons. For one, like I said, my husband has started his own journey. So with him not eating crap, it's been a lot easier for me to stick to my plan. So that's been great. Also, honestly, having posted that video on TikTok and it kind of going crazy has kept me pretty busy, and like my excitement level like really high. When I'm excited about something like that, like food, I don't even have food on the brain at all. Didn't really have like any kind of bored cravings or bored eating happening this week. So that helped me a lot. I do have some things I want to work on going into next week, and that is my exercise. I got my exercise in every day except for one day last week. And that's mostly because I'm still having my heart stuff I mentioned in my last video. You know, the palpitations, a little anxiety happening. I do have a couple more appointments coming up with my cardiologist to kind of get that all figured out. But the one day that I didn't do my exercise, it was like I put my exercise off till later at night, but that leaves room for me at the end of the day to not be feeling good. Whereas when I wake up in the morning and I'm feeling good is when I need to just get it out of the way. So that's my goal going into next week, is to try to change my routine around so that I'm able to exercise earlier in the day and just get it over with. Then I don't have to worry about it. Then I'm free to feel like at the end of the day, and it's fine, you know? So if you're here from TikTok and you don't know yet, or you don't remember from the last time, the starting weight when I started phase 1 a week ago was 311.2 pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter my weigh-in here. Okay, super exciting, you guys. Okay, so my weight now, so I weighed in at 307.8 pounds. So that means I am down 3.4 pounds for this week, for the first week of phase 1. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's get into the measurements. So on my arm, I am up 1/4 of an inch. On my upper waist, like right at my bra line below my breasts, I'm up 1/4 of an inch. Don't know how that works, but it's okay. I also measure right like at my armpit line, and there it looks like I'm down 1/2 inch. And then I measure, this is my hips, at my hips, like the biggest part of my butt, right underneath my belly is where I measure, and I am down 1.5 inches there. So that's exciting. And my thigh stayed the same. You're welcome. And then my stomach, like I measure right at my belly button across. Looks like I'm down 1.5 inches there actually on my stomach. So that's so exciting, you guys. So that is a good weigh-in. I'm so excited about it. I'm excited to go into next week and tweak up a couple things, start exercising earlier, hopefully, and try not to miss any workouts. I missed the one workout, but that's okay. I'll get into it in another video, how you can actually miss some days when you're building habits, and it's okay. Your habit can still be formed even though you miss a day or two here and there. I'm excited for the end of phase 1. So next week will be the end of phase 1. So we can kind of recap everything, and I'll go over like my non-scale victories and things like that because I've already got a couple. So if you're on TikTok, definitely follow me. I am posting what I'm eating every day during all the phases, all the 70 days. Over on TikTok, they're just little 1-minute kind of vlogs. So if you have TikTok, go check it out. If you don't have TikTok, don't worry, I am going to compile them into like a little video, like a weekly video here on YouTube, so you can still check them out. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for following me on my journey, and I wish you guys all the luck and all the good vibes on your journeys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Like, this is what's the dip. My face just a dip in there. It's a fat dimple. Not for long, fat dimple. Not for much longer.